What's up, everyone? It's Boston here with PhoneFlippers.com. Today, I want to talk about why most phone flippers will never hit $10,000 in profit per month. Listen, there's a bunch of reasons I could have made or spilled out onto why this is. And truthfully, I'd have to personally assess where your phone flipping business is at to know the exact thing keeping you from getting there. But I think if I had to boil it down to just a couple key points, these would be the most common ones. So check yourself. If you're not at $10,000 a month, see if it's one of these 3 points or even a sub point, fix it, and then see if you can't get there. First thing, and probably one of the most damaging that you don't even realize, is limiting beliefs and mindset. And I know that sounds super corny, and that's an answer everyone hates to hear, but it's so true because so many people get into phone flipping as just a side hustle. That's all it really is. So if you're doing something going into it, just hoping to make a few extra $100 or $1,000 a month, you're never going to actually put systems in place to have a full-fledged business. So it kind of just goes hand in hand. If you can change your mindset into more of one of a business and realize the potential of it, then you can scale. Of course, if you don't think that, you have basically no chance of that happening unless you get super lucky, which you're not going to in this business. And even for me today, I'm at a point where I'm kind of stuck and trying to figure out the next key to scale. At a good point, I'm doing the 10K months, but I want to get up to 20, maybe even 100K. And I'm like, at times I was thinking, oh, well, it's not possible. But then I look at all these other people who are doing it. I look at companies like EcoATM, Gazelle, many others, and I realize, okay, well, they're doing something I'm not, but it's the same business model. They're flipping phones and electronics for money. So there must be something they're doing that I'm not, and I need to start doing things, seeing if I can scale it. But it's definitely not a matter of, is it possible? Because it most certainly is. There's evidence of people doing it. So make sure to break these. Understand there's things you can do to get to that point without a doubt. Number two, this is a bit more tangible, the lack of diversification. And I've broken this up into 2 subpoints. One being marketing and 2B being device intake. So I've got 2A and 2B here for point 2. Truthfully, my device really started scaling at this point. So I was a Facebook Marketplace hustler back in the day. I would sit on Marketplace. It's before Marketplace Monitor. I would sit on the app. Love to see my screen time from that and Messenger about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And even just about a year ago, I would check the app probably every 15 to 20 minutes at the latest. And every time a new phone hit the app, I would just shoot out a message every time. There was no messaging limits at the time either, which was certainly helpful. And it didn't matter if it was $1,000 overpriced or listed for $1. I was sending a message and I was trying to set up a meetup for later in the day. And I realized that if I did this over and over, I could cap out to about $3,000 to $5,000 on an average month. Probably closer to the lower end. I had one insane month where I did $7,500 in profit just locally with some new strategies I'd implemented. But basically, it was around the $3,000 to $5,000 mark. Really more like $3,000 to $4,000 about each and every month doing that same method. And it was a ton of work. It's probably more work than I do now to get leads because I just run ads. So a lot of it comes into my CRM. So I was basically slaving away to hit that $3,000 to $4,000 mark. And I also had some limiting beliefs. I thought that was it. But then I had stumbled across some different methods of marketing. And I realized, okay, well, I'm stuck, so I might as well invest a little bit. I was super scared to spend any amount of money because I, for whatever reason, thought there was no chance anything else could work because I was so wrapped up in this belief. I guess my subconscious, I didn't want to be wrong. But I went ahead and spent $5 a day on Facebook ads. And next thing you know, things started to blow up for me. So I was being profitable on these ads. So, okay, well, let me spend a little more. I spent a little more and was profiting a bit more. And then I kept doing that until I kind of capped out. It's really where I am today. I run $50 in ads just recently, trying some new stuff. So about $55 in ads a day. And I make a pretty good return on that ad spend. The next thing that goes into play is going to be device intake. And before I go into device intake, I'll just wrap this up. If you're just using Facebook Marketplace and offer up, that's going to be a big bottleneck. So even if it's not paid ads, just find some other way to advertise. I don't care if it's going door to door, seeing if people have an old phone laying around. I don't care if it's sitting in front of a Walmart, at the Eco ATM waiting for someone to walk by, and then handing out your cards to everyone who walks the store. Just find a different way to let more people know about what you offer, because marketplace is always going to be limited. It's just the unfortunate reality of how it's going to work. The next one's device intake. So in parallel, around this same time with those months, I was only buying iPhones. Never bought any Samsungs, other Apple products, which is kind of surprising considering a lot of these other Apple products are tested the same way as an iPhone and they function very similar, especially like an iPad. It's basically just a larger iPhone. So there was really no reason for me not to buy those, other than, I guess, fear of maybe not knowing the market right, because I was so comfortable with the iPhones. I'd already gotten burned with a lot of iPhone stuff, so I knew how to navigate that, but I didn't know how to navigate stuff like iPads as properly. But the truth is, if you know how to look up stuff on eBay or on a price sheet and see what it goes for, there's no reason not to just expand the devices you're buying. I'm not an advocate for necessarily buying everything under the sun, but if I was to just use Marketplace, so I cut my marketing down, I would just start with one of these at first. Don't just do it all at once. But if you would rather just buy more stuff than doing more marketing at first, then maybe go out and buy, toys, clothes, a whole bunch of different stuff. Just expand the margin of things you can buy, because then you can be way more profitable. I actually came from a background of buying a whole bunch of different stuff on eBay, like $20, $30 profits way back when. And I realized phones were just so much better and electronics way more valuable, a lot more margin in valuable things. So naturally, I kind of niched down to that. But I think within the niche, there's like a good point. Unless you have some insane corner on the market for a specific thing, I think electronics in general, or even just Apple products, Samsungs, find at least a little bit more than just iPhones, because you're never going to hit this number just doing that again, unless you have some sort of insane supplier or some sort of pipeline where you're doing crazy profits somehow and you're able to offer way more than everyone else, which is unlikely. And the third one is inputs. And I could have maybe put this one 2 and this one 3, because if you're on Marketplace and you haven't even maxed out your inputs there, could you still scale? Yes. Go ahead and start running the ads. It would make sense to do so. But wouldn't it be fun just to kind of see what you could do? For me, I know when I discovered that if I just check Marketplace and send out a message to every iPhone, I know a certain percentage of those I can close a deal on, and I'll make probably 80 to $100 on it. So once I discovered that, I was just trying to do it over and over again, because it was like I had done a money glitch almost. And so once you find something that works, you really just want to max it out with as much inputs as physically possible, and then maybe find a way to systemize it. So what this looks like now, I use Marketplace Monitor. I just have searches for higher leverage flips, you could say, more of the newer iPhones, the 16s, the 17s. Wait for those to come in. I'm on it right away. Go through my scripts, try and set meetups, that sort of thing. But at the start, if I had to go back to zero, I would be sending a message out on Marketplace on every single thing. So make sure you're maxing out your effort. And again, you could go ahead and do this without doing that, but you're never going to hit the 10K month mark with minimal effort. At some point, you have to kind of just muster up a little bit more strength, put in more effort. I know that's kind of a cheap answer, but the truth is, a lot of people, again, going back to point 1, just stay in the side hustle mindset, and they're doing a little bit of hustling here or there, but they're not actually really building anything consistent. So find a way to systemize some things, find inputs that work, and then just max out what you can do in those things. So I know this isn't the most shocking advice ever. Market more, send out more messages, stop having limiting beliefs about what's possible. But the truth is, this is kind of the common stuff within any business that holds people back. I think it specifically holds true to phone flipping. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I hope now you have more of an idea, if you're stuck below that 10K a month mark, how to get there. This is truthfully, if I had to boil it down to the most key points, what I did to scale up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want some extra help, maybe running those ads, if you want to know how to source some different devices, I have links below. I do have a free 13-hour course, top link in the description. You can check it out. I'm sure you'll get a lot of good advice from it. Thanks for watching.